Hey fam, welcome back to another episode of New Earth Rhythm Podcast. All right, we've got the Aquarius Full Moon tomorrow, which is opening up a doorway into the August eclipses. Okay, and eclipses always are one for the books, right? But this year, this August, this eclipse season, it's gonna hit so freaking hard. And I just wanted to pop on here pretty briefly. Lately, I've been keeping these somewhat brief. Okay, I just want to come in, drop the transmission, and move on because I got a lot of shit to do and a lot of things to build, as do you, right? So, this was like the message coming through. The last few days, I have felt just weird, like straight up weird. I've been exhausted. I had to keep making so many lists in my phone of things to do that I just didn't have the energy for, that I didn't want to forget, that I knew I'd have to get to eventually. And then every time I was adding something to the list to kind of ease my mind and get organized and like create a plan, it was adding this like pressure and overwhelm to me. So I knew I needed to just like shake up my vibes. Took a long hot bath yesterday, and that's where the insight landed. That's where I kind of was able to sort through all of these different feelings and pull out the transmission and the real like creation code for us to harness and work with at this exact moment in time. Okay, so I kept saying like this Aquarius full moon is it's giving you you're getting the full vision for the future. It started to like it started to bubble up around Barbo Basket. I believe that's the last video I made on here was about Barbo Basket, right? And how there were these four doorways that we showed up to and we spoke out loud into each one. That you are a conscious creator, that you are the leader of your own life, that you're ready to turn your vision into form with action, with plan, that you are a new earth builder and that you are like a pivotal piece of infrastructure of the new, right? That's a very broad overview of what that Barbo basket was really asking of you as a leader, as a coherent creator of your life. Go watch that last episode if you want. Because we're still in that energy, right? And then this Aquarius full moon is like a spotlight on your life right now and where this all is measuring up. Like, how does your life currently reflect that future vision that you're receiving, right? Aquarius is like innovative future, wild, wacky, like new paradigm, so far out there, future, like so different, so innovative, so weird, so beyond what is the norm. Okay, think of that as like your soul's greatest vision that you've been receiving it since Barbo basket time like 10 days ago, right? We're still in that energy. You're getting the picture of the future. And I was feeling such overwhelm recently the last few days, and I was feeling such pressure because I was expanding into my vision. Like my vision is expanding, as is yours. Your vision is expanding. You can really see it and feel it now. You can hold the whole vision. But this moment in time is not asking for that. It's asking you to hold the vision, but it's asking you to reverse engineer your vision and to scaffold your vision. That's the best way to deal with this moment in time. You get the vision and then you reverse engineer it. Okay, so I told you I was in the bath. I was like sorting through all this. In the bath is where I just like receive. That's where I quiet my mind, receive the transmission, receive the clarity, and then receive the exact next steps, like the next brick to lay, right? And I was in the bath and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna go pull from my deck creation codes. And if you guys don't know this yet, I've been working on this deck for, I don't know, like 9 months maybe. It was eclipse season of 2025 back in September that I started to get all of these downloads about creation codes. And I was out on a walk one day and I got the entire download. I came home. I think my daughter was at daycare because I had like, yeah, no one was home, no one was around. And I just like dropped my bags, didn't even take my shoes or coat off, and I just started channeling the entire deck. Like I wrote out the entire deck, the entire 64 cards that became creation codes. It was everything that I've been learning, weaving, wiring, transmitting, experiencing, receiving the last like 7, 8 years since my Kundalini awakening in 2018. So this was a culmination of everything I had learned that I recognized to be the creation codes. So I just like channeled the whole thing in just like such a short amount of time. And since then, since the eclipse season of 2025, I've been working on it. Like then I started to structure it. I started to create the operating system of the deck and then like refine the language, make it more eloquent, make it a real powerful project. Like it's been my main project that I've been working on. So anyway, I wrote it all out and I wrote them out on these index cards because once it was totally clear a couple months ago, I'm like, time for me to test my deck. I stopped working with oracle cards. I stopped working with tarot cards years ago, maybe like 2 years ago. I stopped pulling cards for myself. I gave them to my daughter as just like fun cards to play with. Like all my oracle cards just have such beautiful artwork on them, some beautiful messages, especially like my animal ones. So the moment I started playing with them with my daughter, I stopped using them as tools for myself and they just simply became artwork and like fun cards in our house. I completely removed any meaning from them. And I stopped working with tarot for myself 2 years ago too, because I found that I was like outsourcing my intuition, my inner knowing, and my clarity to the cards. Like I realized that by me learning tarot back in 2020, I needed to just learn the archetypes so that I could recognize when they're coming up in my own life and when I'm experiencing them in my own life so that I know how to move from there. It was all about just laying my foundations of archetypal and symbolic wisdom. And of course, it's a big part of like other ancient esoteric systems, mystical systems. It was just like a brick. It was just a part of my foundation. I stopped working with them a while ago. I stopped doing readings for people maybe a year ago. Like my friend just hired me to go to a live event and do it, which was fun, but I stopped actively like reading for my friends and stuff. I just stopped bringing them around 2 years ago. Anyway, so everything that I have picked up along the way went into this deck, creation codes. I wrote it all out, and in the last few months, I have been working with my own deck. And like I wish I could remember the first one I pulled. Like right when I finished this deck, I was like, all right, let's see if it works. Like, what is the first card? And the one that I pulled was about like it was about like an offering. It was like, oh, I remember. The first card I pulled with my deck after I wrote it out on the index cards was Sacred Service. And it was like, this deck is an offering. This isn't coming from me. This was channeled through me, okay, into the world as a sacred offering. So I started to see this deck as the New Earth builder's operating system. Like, how do you create a new civilization? How do you create and build the new paradigm? All of the creation codes are in this deck. So the last few months I've been working with my own deck every time I've been experiencing a major energetic threshold. I'm like, all right, let's see how it comes up in the deck. Let's see the particular creation code that's really loud right now. And then that has been shaping my transmissions that I share on social media because it's another way for me to speak to the collective. Like talking about astrology is just another way for us to speak universal collective language, right? And that's how I'm seeing my deck as well. It's a way for me to speak to you guys in a collective frequency that every single person can receive and understand. So I'm never just pulling for myself. I'm always pulling for you, right? Okay, so I get out of the bath yesterday. I pull out my card and it's scaffolding. And I'm like, oh shit. Okay, that's card 30, movement 5, cause and effect, scaffolding. So I was feeling the weight of this moment in time. Like I'm feeling the bigness of what this Aquarius moon is. This is the signal that is moving into like the nodal shift. We had just been in North Node Pisces, South Node Virgo the last 18 months. It was time for you to get the lesson, integrate the lesson, and then move on. Now we're moving into North Node Aquarius, South Node Virgo, right, South Node Leo. That's air and fire. Like the entire, we're in the fire age now. It's like, I keep seeing it as everything that has happened leading up to this has been getting you in position to be a coherent creator, to coherently expand for the rest of your life. And this is like the biggest shift, like that energy of Pisces, Virgo shifting into Aquarius, Leo couldn't be more opposite. And it is so freaking epic. Paired with the fire horse, paired with period 9 in Chinese metaphysics, the fire age. I mean, it's unreal. We're feeling the bigness of it. Anyone who tunes into this podcast, New Earth Rhythm, everything you've been doing, building, creating, you can feel the bigness of what this period in time is all about. You can feel that you're going to look back a decade from now and see 2026 is the first note of the new octave, the first note of the new song where everything started to change, right? So leading into this eclipse season, we're already feeling it. It's like this wave is already starting to pick us up and it's feeling really wild. Like it was making me feel really overwhelmed and making me feel almost like so much pressure, right? So I had to sort through that and recognize, okay, how do you not get swept up in a wave? Scaffolding. Okay, scaffolding. Scaffolding is what this moment in time is asking for all of us. So let me break this down exactly how to harness and work with this energy right now, right? So the Aquarius full moon is showing you the future, but you need to scaffold it. So you need to feel into the big vision that's been culminating since Barbo Basket, feeling into the big vision of your life, knowing where all of this is going, not just for you personally, but collectively. We're entering the freaking solar punk era, okay? Like we're activating our solar codes as a society, right? We know how big this is. But you need to look around, and I said this in the Barbo Basket episode last week too. Look around at what is actually in front of your face right now. What is actually in your life? It's like, okay, I just told you guys about creation codes. I got the handle on Instagram, Creation Codes app. During Barbo Basket, I got the entire download. I wrote out my entire app, started writing out the code for my app. I see all of my IP going into this massive app. I'm reaching out to my developer friend. I'm reaching out to my artist. I'm like, working. That's my empire. That's my freaking cathedral, right? That's the big vision I got. That was like the energy I was swimming in during Barbo Basket was like the cathedral. And then the energy now is like, nah, bitch, what's the brick? What's the next brick? What is the next brick? Like I have the cathedral, break it down into a brick right now. What is the next brick that needs to be laid in the correct sequence? This moment in time is asking you to get the sequencing right. And it's like you can try, it's all about your decisions, it's all about your choices. It's not about control, okay? This is the thing about eclipse season and the Aquarius full moon is it's propelling us. It's opened the door, the portal into eclipse. We're in eclipse energy right now. Well, we will be by the time you listen to this episode in a day or whenever you listen to it. Um, Eclipses are the perfect combo of fate and will. Because the eclipse is like everything you've been working on already, everything you've been building, it's here and it's about to get accelerated. But your decisions that you make now are more important than ever. You need to align your will. You can't just rely on fate and destiny to bring you to the big vision, to the cathedral. You need to align your will with choices and decisions, and you can trust yourself. You can trust that everything that brought you here along the way, that Pisces and Virgo nodes of fate lessons of the last 18 months especially sharpened your intuition and you were able to channel your intuition into real world action. That's the most simple way for me to sum up the gift of the last 18 months. You can trust yourself. You can trust that you know how to make the best decisions that are aligned with your highest path and where you're going. So this moment in time is asking exactly that of you. It's like, look at what's right in front of your face, right? And what is the next brick that needs to be laid? You focus on scaffolding. Scaffolding means you're reverse engineering your vision in a very practical way, right? And you're not getting swept up in the wave, but you're rooting in so deeply. And from now all the way through end of August during eclipse season, every day you root in so deeply and you take aligned action and aligned decisions in the real world to reverse engineer your vision. So, a vision without scaffolding is just a dream. Vision with scaffolding is build mode. So you're being asked to fully throw yourself into build mode. Okay. So, so that is scaffolding. All right. And it is truly the most, I was just like in awe of when I pulled scaffolding and I was reminding myself what I had written and how it was just showing up in this exact moment in time. It's just too perfect. Like it's so practical, and that's the best thing to focus on during eclipses. And I just want to reiterate again that it's not about control because so much has already happened that brought you to this eclipse season, and everything you have already done is what's being amplified. You can't like last minute control your destiny, right? But this eclipse is accelerating your trajectory, but everything you do from now until end of August is so important. You can't just like let yourself get swept away by the wave. You have to scaffold your way through it. Okay. So I'm just going to read what I wrote for card 30 and just feel into this. So the frequency. The vision is real. Now build the structure that holds it. A vision without scaffolding is a dream. A vision with scaffolding is a building in progress. What supports need to be in place? And the structural truth is that great structures are not built in one gesture. They're built in sequence, stage by stage, each part supporting the next. Scaffolding is temporary by design. It holds the weight while the permanent structure sets. Build methodically. Trust the sequence. Okay, and this card appears when the vision is clear, but the path is not yet structured. Systems and support structures need to be built. It is time to move from vision to logistics. And it is time, here's the directive: root up, don't go top down. That is the law that most visionaries learn the hard way. You feel the size of the dream, you know the scale of what wants to be built, so you try to start there at the top, at the vision, at the destination. You try to lead before you have served. You try to build the cathedral before you have laid a brick. The universe corrects this every single time, not to punish, but to protect the structure. Because a building that starts at the top has no foundation, and what has no foundation cannot hold weight. Root up means begin where you actually are, not where you want to be, not where you feel you should be, where you actually are. Lay the first brick, then the next, then the next. Each brick is a day of showing up. Each brick is proof to yourself, to the field, to the future that you can hold what is coming. The dream does not require you to start at scale, it requires you to start. Map the stages, build the first one. Trust the foundation you're laying right now is the reason the next level will hold. Okay, and here's the practice. Draw the scaffolding of your current project. What needs to be in place for the final structure to stand? That's it, baby. This Aquarius full moon, it's going to show you the full vision of what you have been working on. It's going to show you the future of what you've been working on. And it's also going to expose the gaps. It's going to expose where there's no load-bearing beams. It's going to expose the lack, okay, of foundation, of structure, of scaffolding. And this is something I've had to learn the hard way so many times. Remove your rose-colored glasses. Like, look at where you actually are, not just where you think you should be, and like where you feel like you deserve to be. Look at your life so objectively. Look at your current process so objectively. Look at your current stage so painfully realistically, and just eat it and say, like, this is where I'm actually at, and this is exactly what's required of me next. Get so real with it. Okay. And then this energy, like you wake up, write down the scaffolding of your project, write out the next brick. And as you do this from right now, end of July into early August, just watch like everything you're setting up now. By the time like 2.5 weeks from now, when eclipse season officially starts, it's gonna take off in the best way. You'll have capacity for it because whatever's being exposed right now as like lacking scaffolding, lacking foundation, lacking structure, it's saving you from a future headache. It's saving you from a future crash or future self-sabotage. When your shit takes off, when you start to pop off, you want to make sure you have everything in place properly to protect yourself. And you're building the capacity, you're building the resilience to hold your next level as it's approaching and it's about to take off. Okay, everything's about to accelerate. Feel into this moment in time as such a gift to kind of like fix and course correct things to handle that acceleration. Okay. So I think I'm gonna leave it right there. Okay, creation codes is like I'm creating it now. And I have my artist, Peter Reek. He's one of my husband's best friends. He's like the first friend I met of my husband. He's a local Vancouver artist. I mean, he's just got the sickest style. And he was perfect for this project. My husband and I both knew it. We're like, Peter's the one to take these transmissions, take these codes, and bring them to life in the most badass way that is so unique and just makes you stop in your tracks. And that's exactly what I wanted. So we're rolling this out in stages. We got the first three pieces of art ready and I turned them into t-shirt designs. So these are wearable transmissions. This is one of my favorite things in the world. Like back in 2022, I started making t-shirt designs because I was taking all of these codes and I was like, I want to wear these codes because that's the kind of t-shirts that I like to wear. Like it's like as you're wearing a t-shirt with a certain phrase on it or a certain piece of art, you're embodying that energy that day. So I got all these goddess designs back then and all of these like the Gene Keys cities. I was writing those on t-shirts. I was making them for myself so I could rock that shit. And I started selling them back then, but I ended up just it wasn't that wasn't for me. That was just a fun project to get me going and add some momentum to my business at the time. It was like a really fun creative outlet, but something that I just never circled back to until now. So I'm taking all of these codes, putting them as turning them into wearable transmissions that you can buy with Peter's original artwork on it, and then the code is on the shirt as well. I just got those three up on my website now. So go to newearthrhythm.com/creation dash codes. You'll see the first three. I'll tell you what they are too. The first card is you are infrastructure. The next is eat your fears. And the third is relentless devotion. So go check those out and see how Peter turned those into incredible artwork. And those are available for purchase now too. And then you can sign up too and be the first to know when the deck drops. And I'm going to be sharing my process. I'm using my whole creation codes deck this next year to, like I said in the beginning, always show us collectively where we're at in coherent creation. All of us are creating the new world. We're in the new world. Okay, and this is the other thing too. I'm not resonating with my business name and podcast name New Earth Rhythm anymore. I created that name in 2023 and it's been like the through line of all of my work. Everything that we've been doing and creating is was anchoring the new earth rhythm. If you've ever done a guided meditation with me, you know the very first thing I do after us breathing and dropping in is I connect all of us to earth's organic rhythm. Drop your roots into the heart of the earth, align your heart to earth's heartbeat, stabilizing your nervous system baseline to Earth's organic rhythm as we tune out of distortion. That's the first thing I do in every single meditation is attune us to Earth's rhythm. And everything that I have put out in the world the last few years, everything I have shared, right? All the transmissions, everything was anchoring us to the new Earth rhythm. And now it's here. Like it is here. It is the new earth. It is the new paradigm. I have personally co-created and carved out the life of my dreams by following my path. I've created a career that didn't exist and I'm in awe of it. I really am. I am on my new earth rhythm timeline and so are you because you're tuning into this, right? All of us are. In whatever industry you're in, whatever sphere of life you're in, whatever you're creating, whatever you're doing, we've all been creating and anchoring the new earth rhythm, right? All of my work is about creation now. It's not about, at first it was about alignment and then it was about embodiment and then creation, right? It's like coherent creation, coherence. It's truly all about creation codes. And everything I share about astrology or the energy updates, I'm always just sharing it with you guys so that you know how to attune and harness the energy on offer for creation. All of us are here to be new earth builders. It's no longer like old paradigm of spirituality, like wish, hope, pray, manifest, magnetize. It's like, no, bitch, what are you building and in what sequence? And how are you reverse engineering your dream into form? My work got very practical and tangible as I started to work with founders and entrepreneurs about how they were actually bringing their visions into form, and artists and creatives, how are they actually bringing their work into offerings, into services, into systems that circulate and directly pay you, like unlocking your prosperity, right? So it's creation codes. That's why my project is called Creation Codes. Everything's about creation codes. I think I'm going to change this podcast name to Creation Codes by Lisa Littleton. So if you see that all of a sudden, you're gonna know why. I just feel like now's the time to do it. Before my deck goes live, before my t-shirts start popping off, okay, before all of it is created in the next in the next level, I feel like now's the time to do it. So keep an eye out for that. I'll update you guys. And here's the other thing too. If you want to know, like I just created a carousel on Instagram about it was exactly this. Lay the next brick. What is actually in front of you right now? What is the actual next brick to lay? And if you're not sure what your next brick is, I have a free quiz that's for creatives, entrepreneurs, founders, anyone who's creating or building anything in this new paradigm. There's a quiz to identify exactly where you're at and exactly what to do next. So I'm going to put that in the show notes. It's like a 7 question free quiz. People have been finding it helpful. So if you want to know what your next brick is, then go there. Okay. And as always, if you want to go deeper, if you want to experience these guided meditations and community, then please join us in the Mystery School. That's where all of my work lives, all the pillars align, embody, create, coherent creation. Go through all of those pillars, become the coherent creator you were born to be. All of that is in the Mystery School. You also get access to me one-on-one. We do live calls every month. I do guided meditations every new moon and every major energetic threshold on the Celtic wheel. And I have like bonus stuff in there for the people who are in the Mystery School and in the community. So if you want to join that, now is the time, baby, during eclipse season. That's also in the show notes. All right. I'm sending you guys so much love. That is all. Peace out.